BTB, what up? I'm in a basement. Alright, so everybody's still asleep upstairs, but I want to show you guys something real quick. You know that I like my little gizmos and isometric exercises, and I've been having some fun with those over the last couple of years. You also know, if you watch these videos, that currently the weakest part of my embouchure, or the part of my embouchure that gets tired and sort of starts the horrible chain reaction that is chopping out on the gig, is my jaw. And specifically this side tends to get over fatigued from playing, and then I can't really keep the teeth, you know, lined up to where everything feels and sounds the way that I like it to, and the whole thing just dies. So anyways, I decided to try some isometrics for working on the jaw muscles, because I've had good success working with, like, you know, doing some other things like the facial flex and the pencil exercise and getting the muscles of the face going for me. So at first what I did was I took this teething toy. We had a baby shower and someone gave us these teething toys, and our baby does not have teeth, so I decided to use it for myself. And what I did was I basically just bit down on it and focused on contracting these muscles here. I guess it's the masseter, the main muscle that's associated with chewing. I will also say that I know not everybody has to deal with this jaw stuff, but also just because of the way that my teeth are lined up, I don't really chew my food all that as well as I should, because my molars don't touch when I'm chewing, and I don't want to grind down my front teeth any further than I already have. So a lot of the times I'll just kind of either really not chew my food that great, or have to get my jaw really far forward to get some teeth lined up. So in other words, my jaw muscles, by my estimation, are weak. So I'm biting down on this silicone teething toy here, contracting the muscle, and all I did was 3 sets of 10 seconds, 2 days in a row, 1 day off. Then 3 sets of 10 seconds, 2 days in a row, 1 day off. And I kept doing that for 4 weeks. At the end of the 4 weeks, I did notice a difference there, and I noticed that I could contract the muscle like an isometric contraction, where I'm not actually lengthening and shortening the muscle, but I can actually just flex the muscle, like you can flex your bicep or something without actually bending your arm. So that's improved muscle control. So if you ever hear the term muscle control, that's what they're talking about, just being able to flex and relax the muscle without actually doing the movement. So at the end of the 4 weeks using the silicone chew toy, I did a little exploring on the internet, and I found this little gizmo, and it is called the JAWZRCIZE. Most awesome name ever. And basically what it is, it's another, it's made of silicone, and then it has these 2 bite strips on the top and the bottom, which are moldable, just like a mouth guard or something. And what you do is you just dip this thing in boiling water for, I think, 20 seconds, shake it off, bite into it, hold it for 10 seconds, cool it under some cold water, and set it. So this one is I think it's called the level 1, I guess, unless it's called the level 0, but it's the 20-pound resistance. It supposedly gives you 20 pounds of resistance, and they have different levels of this thing, but I wanted to start with the easiest one, even though the reviews on Amazon, some of the people said, don't bother starting with the easiest one. But I wanted to start with the easiest one because the people that wrote reviews on Amazon were not trumpet players, and if you work the muscles out too much doing these isometric things, you're really going to screw yourself up. So first of all, the way I started was, on the back of this thing, when it comes to the package, the programming says to start with something like between 6 and 12 sets per day, 12 repetitions every other day. So I think on the first day I actually have this written down. Boom. Yeah, okay, on the first day that I did this, I did 4 sets, 15 repetitions, and that was too much for me as a trumpet player. If I was just some regular dude on the streets that didn't play the trumpet, sure, great, fine, whatever. But my jaw got really tired from doing that, and I did notice a little bit of swelling and stuff like that associated with exerting the muscles. So I took a day off, and then the following day I did 3 sets, so 1 less set of 15 reps, and that was still too much. So then I knocked it down to 2 sets of 15 reps. Then at this point I started thinking to myself, like, what am I doing? Blah, blah, blah. I started overthinking it. And then I realized, well, how do I do this already with some other areas? And basically what I decided was that I'm training the endurance of the jaw muscle, the masseter, supposedly. So I thought, well, how do I develop endurance in other areas? And so one thing that I do is I like to do like stance training, like, you know, some kung fu kind of stance training stuff, doing things like the horse stance or just standing in a squat. And the way that I work on that is one set, and I just build up the length of time that I can do that one set. It's super easy, one set, I always know what to do, I just do it, done, good enough. So then I decided to just go down to the one set rep scheme with this. And I'm just gonna build that up for a while. So where am I at now? Right. Then I bailed on the rep scheme and just decided to time how long it took me to do 15 reps, and it took me something like 28 seconds. So I was like, okay, what I'll do is I will do one set of 30 seconds of chewing, which I'm gonna show you here in a second. And that's it. I'm gonna do it every other day, and I'm just gonna keep an eye on things, keep feeling things out, and if I'm noticing any problems, I'm taking an extra day off, or, you know, knock down the the time that I'm doing it or something. But so far, it's been pretty good. I've only had one day where I really noticed that, you know, the jaw muscles were kind of swollen, and I had some trouble playing, but I also did this really kind of long, arduous practice routine, like 6 days in a row or something. So it all just kind of compounded. And then when we were flying here, we're on the East Coast right now in Pennsylvania. We were flying here, so I took the day off of playing, and then after that, it was totally groovy. So I'm just gonna keep it up every other day, 30 seconds for at least 4 weeks. That's the way I like to do it. I do a rep scheme for 4 weeks before adding like the tiniest amount. So I might add like another 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1 seconds. I don't know. I don't really care about building this thing up, you know, too fast, because I want the fatigue to be minimal, because it's going to screw up the trumpet playing. So I'll do the 30 seconds right here. I'll show you how this thing works. Now I will tell you this, it does look a little silly. You got 2 bite strips. The top is kind of set a little forward, and the bottom is here. I just used those recommendations. I suppose, you know, if you have like an underbite, you could do it the other way, but I just did what they told me to because I didn't want to think too hard. All right, here we go. So, all right, 30 seconds, here we go. All right, so that's that. I just go pretty slow, full range of motion, so you want to get the jaw open the whole way, which this thing doesn't really look that big, but I'm actually feeling a stretch on this side, which, you know, kind of shows me that this side is the tight side. It's the stronger side, so it's doing more of the work, so it makes sense that it's tight. You know, but this side is strengthening up as well. So that is the JAWZRCIZE. If you do have problems with your jaw when you're playing, if you notice that you get some swelling, some fatigue in your jaw, it's worth checking out. I don't remember how much it cost, but I got it on Amazon. I'll put a link below. So check it out. I got the beginner level, or level 1, whatever you want to call it, 20 pounds, I think. And it is working. I have been noticing now that when I'm like wake up in the morning and stuff, everything is more relaxed. As the muscle gets stronger, if you don't keep pushing the envelope, but if you allow yourself to actually adapt to the work, then the stronger muscle will be able to relax. And again, it ties into the muscle control, blah, 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 blah. Hope you dug this video, especially if you do have problems with your jaw, or you're just looking for a little gizmo to fool around with for a while, some more isometric stuff. And I will talk to you guys later. Talk to you later.